How are you, Geeksters? It's Alex, I'm back. It's good to talk again. Baby, how are you, buddy? Look, I want to do something different tonight. I was thinking, talking about something other than Star Wars. I saw Infinity War. And I think it's a fantastic movie. I've seen nothing like it. It's just jam-packed full of action and characters. It's amazing. Your level of enjoyment for this movie is dependent on whether you're familiar with the Marvel Universe. So I recall 10 years odd ago when I watched Iron Man for the first time.
Mr. Stark, you've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't pay.
And I wasn't familiar with the character. I'm not a comic book reader, so I hadn't seen the character before. So he was my initiation. Robert Downey Jr. was my initiation to this character.
That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
And I remember watching it, and I loved the way the story unfolded. It was more out of necessity to escape his captors. He had to develop this suit. And it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. And then he develops it in a more advanced way when he's back at his house. Great, and he looks so formidable, and it's amazing. It truly was a new character, because at that point I was only familiar with DC characters, and it was about Batman and Superman, and that was the extent of it as far as superheroes for me. So Marvel and all the guys that have come along with this are sort of new for me, but I'm loving it. Love the Thor movies.
You are a vain, greedy, cruel boy. And you are an old man and a fool!
You're unworthy!
Father.
And now take from you your power. And I cast you out!
It was strong, it was character driven, it was great. Natalie Portman, it was just a wonderful movie. Chris Hemsworth, he pulls it off perfectly with the strength of character, the good looks, the build. He's wonderful. I'm totally into him. And Ragnarok is great. It's full of comedy. It's
made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors. Just a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you.
It's wonderful, and it's good to see that they carried some of that in relation to Thor's character. There's a lot of that Ragnarok comedy within the Infinity War movie, so I like that. Look, I made some notes because I don't want to forget any of the important points here, so I'm going to move quickly. The pace of the movie is fantastic. There's action. You're right into the action from the very beginning. Sometimes with these action-adventure movies, you just want the pace. You want enjoy all the way through. So you never want to get bogged down for too long. And this one never does. So it starts with Thor and Loki and the Hulk's in there, and it's exciting. And then it quickly moves, without getting into the detail of the movie, because we could be here for an hour, without getting into the detail of the movie, it quickly moves from those guys, so Thor, Loki and Hulk, to Stark and Doctor Strange. To be honest, Doctor Strange, the movie, I've watched a couple of times, it's grown on me, but seeing him, Cumberbatch, in this movie, he was strong. He was one of my favourite characters watching Infinity War. He was great. I loved it. That part there where Stark encounters Doctor Strange, and then you've got Bruce Banner coming in there as well. It's just awesome. And then they counter. It doesn't take long before, you know, the enemies are upon them. So they're fighting together. That's exciting stuff. The villain, Thanos. He's convincing, really convincing. So the CG character again, and it's all bigger than anything, but it's got to be believable. And this is, the motion capture's great. Josh Brolin, it looks like him, just, you know, overdone with CG, but really, when the character stands and you look at his arms and his legs, and it looks real, and
I hope they remember you.
The way the light falls on it, the movement, often the motion throws you every time. This is good. I liked it. I really liked it. And look, I could talk for an hour about the character, how deep the character of Thanos is. I mean, how much depth did he bring to that character? And I think a lot of the strength of this movie is the strength of the villain, who's also a bit of a kind guy. He's got some inner stuff that he's dealing with as well, and all that's revealed. It's wonderful. It's running. You get some character development even in the villain. So this is good. The introduction of the Guardians of the Galaxy into the Marvel.
I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good. Wow.
You know the Avengers, we've seen them several times now together. So we've seen them in Captain America Civil War. We've seen them in the 2 Avengers movies. There's been a bit of crossover, but this is the first time we've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy in amongst it.
Groot, put that thing away. Now, I don't want to tell you again. Groot.
Hey, Groot.
Whoa!
I mean, that was really, really great. The way they pulled it off, they kept the comedy of the characters, even the music. As soon as the 80s music kicked in, you felt the Guardians coming. So that was cool. And then the whole bit with Thor, they find Thor and it's about Star-Lord feeling threatened by the good looks of Thor. That was classic. I just loved it. It was gold, and they're ribbing him about it and replicating his voice, speaking in a deeper tone. Oh, it was great. Really, really cool, really cool. Vision stuff. The Vision stuff's okay. He's holding one of the gems. So the whole thing revolves around the gems that Thanos is trying to get. One of them Vision's got, one of them Doctor Strangelove's got. So yeah. So Vision, the Vision stuff's okay. The Vision, Paul Bettany's always good. And then they introduced Captain America to the film, and he's got the beard and the slightly longer hair, and he's one charismatic dude. He is. I love watching Chris Evans on screen. There's some handsome men in this movie, without a doubt. Gorgeous women as well, absolutely. The women, oh my God. Black Panther. You know, I've heard a lot of the hype about the Black Panther movie. I saw him appear in the Civil War movie. But I've not seen his movie, and I don't know, but I know that it's good, and I acknowledge that people are loving his movie. And there's a lot in this Infinity War. You do yourself a service to watch Panther before you watch this, because a lot of the final sequence is set in the vicinity of the Panther universe, so you want to...
Said we are going to open Wakanda to the rest of the world. This is not what I meant.
Want to see that, but it looks good. He looks great. There's all his offsiders are working with him, and I don't know why the Winter Soldier's there with him, so I'm sure everyone who's seen that Black Panther movie knows that already. I'm going to find that out.
That for the end of the world.
I'm going to find that out. Spider-Man. I want to talk about Spider-Man. He was great. Early on in the movie, he's introduced. He's part of the whole Stark and Banner and Doctor Strange sequence.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
That is fantastic, and he is wonderful, and it starts with him and his mate. Although his friend just has a very quick appearance in the movie, it's pivotal. He causes the distraction. He doesn't even have to negotiate with his friend about, can you cause a distraction? No, he's right into there. He's right into it. The suit, I'm not sure about Iron Man's new suit and him giving Spider-Man suit. To me, you got to stay faithful to the original character outfit with Spider-Man. They change it a little bit too much. Maybe it's just a temporary thing for the sake of the movie, because he goes up into space in this movie, so perhaps you allow some liberty there because he's going into space and he needs a suit that's capable of working within space. Stark's developed the suit, he gives it to him. They can defend it that way, they can legitimize it that way, but I would like to see him back in the tights, because I think it's good to hold those elements. You know, advance the elements, but hold the elements. I mean, the spacesuit is just too much of a deviation. It even had robotic arms, spider legs. I don't know if we want to go there. Once we start going there, how far do we deviate from the original characters that it still is the original character? I don't know. I don't know. But look, overall, this movie is wonderful. I loved it. I absolutely enjoyed it. I loved it. Oh, let's think about the death scenes. The deaths. We lose some of the Avengers. I have to say to you, I walked out of this movie thinking, what? You know, Star-Lord's gone and Spider-Man's gone. They die because they die. I don't want to get into it. It takes too long to explain. But if you've seen it or you're going to see it, they die. But think back. There's a pivotal moment in the movie where Doctor Strange explaining to Stark, he's saying, look, if it comes down to the stone or you guys, I'm going to save the stone. I'm not going to save you. And in the end, when Thanos finally gets the stone from Doctor Strange that he needs to settle that he's got all the complete set of stones, Doctor Strange volunteers the stone to him, hands it over. And he does it in an effort to save his colleagues. So why would they deliberately make a point of saying, I wouldn't save you for the stone, yet he does that in the fight? That's exactly what he does do in the final sequence. So I'm thinking he's deliberately deceiving. So whatever the outcome of the movie, is it real? Is it something that Doctor Strange is mentally projecting or, you know, creating in the minds of everyone around him because he has that capacity to do that stuff with his thing and... You know, he gets in there, he creates different environments, creates alternate realities. Good for you, BB. I'm glad that you're sort of delving outside of Star Wars for a change. We're both delving outside of Star Wars for a change. This is good. I like it. Yeah, the death sequences at the end, they were hard to see them all dissolve. They sort of trickle away and dissolve. And then what really touched me was the Spider-Man character who is scared to be dying and he realizes what's happening to him and he jumps into Tony Stark's arms. You know, I'm scared. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. That was good. That was really good character stuff there. So overall, a great movie. A great Gamora. Gamora's dead. No matter what happened to the other guys, even if there was some sort of Doctor Strangelove illusion going on, where all these dudes are going to come back because it was, you know, just a big illusion by Doctor Strangelove, what happened to Gamora? She fell, she smashed, she was dead. Otherwise, like, I don't want Gamora to be dead, but if everyone who died comes back, where's the sort of legitimacy of the movie? Where do you invest when you know that everything is so shallow that, oh yeah, someone died, but they can easily come back? There's no permanency that really creates the anxiety and the sadness. So, oh no, they'll come back in the next movie. So who knows? Someone's got to go Gamora. Look, in summing up, love the movie. I hope you don't mind me talking about something other than Star Wars. It was a great movie. It really was strong. I'd suggest seeing it, but my opinion's based on someone who has seen the other movies, bar a couple here and there. I mean, there's 20 odd movies. Maybe I've missed Black Panther and whatever else. I don't think I've missed any other. I think that's the only one I haven't seen. I'm going to go and see that. So that's it from me. Again, I want to thank the people that always support me. They say, you're doing a good job, Alex. It's great. We like your perspective on matters. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear. More of it. Bring in more. Subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell. I know it's a bell now. Hit that bell and tell me that you like me. Leave some comments. And make sure you share with me. Tell me if you like me because I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to let you know that I like your comments too. But I don't like haters. We do not like haters here. Whether it's Star Wars or anything else, we don't like haters. Have a varying opinion. Respect mine. That's all we've got to say. But anyway, look, thank you very much. We're going to keep this short. But I'm going to go back. That glass of wine has got my name on it. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go sit there and think even more about Infinity War. But it's good to speak to you. Take care. I love you. Bye.